everyone, Cassandra Lazenby here. Well, you don't normally combine pistons and pixie dust, but our next guest does it oh so well. Please welcome Faye, Hadley. How are you?
Doing awesome today. Thank you so much.
She is the one and only. You might recognize her from a TV show. We'll get to that in just a moment, but first, you're going to be at the San Antonio Auto and Truck Show, and we want to learn a little bit more about you. How are you this morning?
Doing awesome. I'm working on one of my favorite cars here, so anytime there is an old Toyota in the shop, I'm like pretty much the happiest person ever. So
listen, that's kind of, you said, your first love, but I want to go a little bit through your story because it's so fascinating to me. This girl right here went to Harvard, graduated from Harvard. So explain to me how this happened. How did you go from a Harvard graduate to getting your hands all dirty here? That was quite a journey for you, I'm sure.
Well, but it was kind of more like coming home. My mother would tell you that I basically emerged from the womb loving things with wheels. So ever since I was little, I loved cars, loved tractors, loved trucks. It was always something I just found fascinating. But when I came home from middle school with my "what are you gonna be when you grow up" project, and I was like, I'm gonna be a Volkswagen mechanic. My father was like, yeah, no way. No daughter of mine is gonna be, a blue collar worker. Because I come from a family of intellectuals.
MIT graduate?
Exactly. Yeah, he has his PhD in chemistry and does stuff that I don't understand.
Yeah, you guys are a really non-talented family, but go on.
So I kind of wanted to follow in his footsteps and impress him. Because, it's like, Daddy's girl could never be good enough. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to one-up you then. Maybe someday you'll love me. No, just kidding. Just kidding. But,
Dad, we're kidding. We're joking.
Yeah, really? So I did get my degree in psychology. And actually, before I even graduated, I got my first job working as a therapist, making $75 an hour. I was like, I have made it. I was still super young at that point. I was barely 22.
No more ramen noodles, like you can afford a dinner.
Yep, exactly. Still drove a really old car though. And it was a conversation that I had with my mom after I was a successful therapist, mind you. And she just called to check in, typical mom stuff. And I was like, hey, how are you doing? Are you happy? And I was like, whoa. Yeah, that's a question my dad never asked me. Am I happy? I guess so. Like I'm successful. I had some clients. Like didn't tell me I sucked. I'm sure I'm happy. And she was like, I've never heard you happier than when you're telling me the next thing you're going to fix on your car. I daily drive a 1980 Volkswagen Rabbit, so things are always breaking on it. And actually, that's the car I'm going to have at the auto show for my underhood basics class.
Oh yeah,
girl. But yeah, it was one of those things where I realized that I was not living my own truth based on what I thought that society expected of me. And it really wasn't until I had that conversation with my mom, and she was like, Faye, you actually, yes, you have your degree. That's something that no one can ever take away from you. But just because you have that, don't hold yourself back. You don't owe anything to anybody. You can live your truth. Like it's okay.
Mama's great.
Oh my
Mamas
God.
always know. Right?
They do.
Yes.
She's still my number one biggest fan.
Oh, that's great. So she kind of just gave you an epiphany, or
yeah, and it's weird because if you can tell, I've always been a little rebellious, and never really liked to. I guess live the status quo anyway. So I don't really know what it was about needing her permission that just suddenly set me free, but it was really eye-opening for me because I thought I was doing everything right, and in a lot of cases I was. Then I had to go through the difficulty of quitting my job and starting at the bottom again with cars. I found an internship, an apprenticeship, which a lot of people don't do anymore, so to find someone who believed in me, who took me under his wing, and I spent the first 2 years of my career volunteering my time in exchange for knowledge.
That's so super brave of you, by the way, because I don't know many people that would go and do that, but you also just volunteer your time to learn certain things that you needed to. Did you say your engine blew out or something and
yes.
you had to fix it? So you're
Exactly, yeah. On my little Volkswagen Rabbit, the engine blew up, and at the time, I actually kept on getting taken advantage of by a bunch of repair shops too. I would go in for just basic oil change, and next thing I knew, I had like thousands of dollars in recommendations from a mechanic.
We've all been there, haven't we?
I know,
we have all been there.
Yeah,
yes, I feel you.
So frustrating, and I was like, oh, okay, sure, I guess I'll do these shocks. But it's like, man, the car is older than I am. Like, there's always something that could be done on it, sure. But I didn't know. I didn't know, well, if I don't do these shocks, is my engine going to explode? Well, it turned out I did do the shocks, and then my engine exploded not that long afterwards, and I was like, wait a second, I just spent thousands, you know, what I feel like so many of my customers, I hear them say after coming to the dealership, I spent thousands of dollars and my car still has this weird problem.
Yeah.
Or I spent thousands of dollars and then I had this other huge thing happen, which was, you know, like in my case, completely unrelated. And if someone had said, hey, like you should actually save that money, spend it wisely because, you know, your engine has a lot of miles and, you know, you may blow a head gasket or have rod knock or something terrible like that. If only I had known.
I'm gonna pretend like I know what she's talking about, but yes, rod knock, you don't want that at all.
No, definitely don't. Change your engine oil. But yeah, you know, I had gotten to the point where, and I grew up also no one in my family knew how to check their engine oil, knew how to check their coolant, nothing like that. So a lot of people think that, you know, I was raised by a mechanic father. Oh, I wish, but no, totally self-taught, but with the help of some just amazing people who believed in my love of it that I really wanted to learn. So.
Well, you are quite the example of how people can follow their passion and find their own happiness. It seems like you are just a joy to be around. I have to say that. You're going to find her at the auto show. I'll talk about that in just a second. But you took this joy and this passion, this love, and you made something really unique and kind of like a niche market. So you started teaching women. Now tell me a little bit about this, because I see here, I know, women in machine. Tell me about that.
Well, actually, I started teaching classes for women way back when I just worked at an independent shop in Portland, Oregon. And it was so fun. Actually, my boss had asked me to do it, asked to help co-teach a class because he wanted a woman to help teach the class to women. I was like, that makes sense. But I had so much fun with it. And, you know, my customers really felt comfortable approaching me and asking me to teach it, even my male customers. So I teach classes for men too, and everyone, teens, you know. But Woman and Machine is strictly focusing on the female aspect of automotive.
She doesn't discriminate,
sure.
but
I don't discriminate. Yeah, and then when I moved here to San Antonio, I got a really cool job testing engines, and you know, it was awesome and I really enjoyed it, but there was definitely like a human element lacking. So what I was doing all day was working in these little rooms and monitoring these engines that were doing oil testing and coolant testing, and I found myself really lonely and in a city where I didn't know anyone. And I was like, gosh, well, I'm kind of awkward unless I'm talking about cars, so maybe I'll just do some more of what I used to do back in the day. And so I started just teaching classes at a local female-owned taco shop and made some amazing friends. Yes.
I knew I liked
Yeah. And so I started teaching classes and I made friends that way. And actually those people that I taught, and they were free back in the day as well, before it had insurance or anything like that. But what I found was that my students then wanted me to be their mechanic. So I was like, oh, okay, sure. So
they trusted you.
Yeah. So I'm like, I guess I can, you know, I don't have a shop. You can't come to my shop, but I guess I can put some tools in the back of my Volkswagen Rabbit and show up to your house and fix their cars. And it was just so fulfilling to be working with customers again. And I love the relationships I was building. And eventually I was doing so much extra work in the evenings and weekends. I was like, you know what? This is a poor financial decision to not quit my job and pursue only doing what I love again, working on cars with people. So that was kind of how Woman and Machine and my auto repair business, Pistons and Pixie Dust, was born. Totally by mistake. Never intended to be a business owner.
Love it.
Here I am.
That's how some of the best things happen though, right? It just means you were meant for it.
I think so.
Now here we are, and I come in here and she's just under the hood, you know, doing her thing.
Yeah.
What do we have here? This is, you said you prefer Toyota.
Yeah, this is a 1989 Toyota Supra with the factory 7M
I remember the
engine in it.
Supras.
Oh my gosh.
That was the car.
Yeah, so this one doesn't run too hot. So I just barely got it towed in today. And starting some diagnosis. The battery was dead, so I got the battery charged, and now started to do a little bit of testing and just, you know, a bunch of sensors to sort of see what's going on. We got fuel, we got spark, we got timing, we got air. Something just isn't really communicating well with the ECU, so I'm going to be going through it just one by one, following my diagnostic process, and hopefully get this thing right.
Hey, I just want to be you. She's so cool. Listen, you can catch her though. She has a show. She's part of a show. Tell me a little bit about where people can catch or log on or, you know, be a fan.
Absolutely. So I'm on a show called All Girls Garage on the Motor Trend channel, and that airs Saturday and Sunday mornings. And this is my first year on the show. So season 8 and beyond, hopefully beyond. Hopefully they liked me this year. But season 8 and onward, I'm on the show, and it's so much fun. It's so much fun because, like I was telling you, you know, most of what I work on is Toyota here, and on the show I work on everything. So it's a really cool learning experience. I get to work with 2 other amazing women who have a bunch of like knowledge on their own, and so, you know, usually work alone, and having the other women to work with is just so cool. So yeah, that's on the Motor Trend channel, or if you have the app Motor Trend on Demand, I think it's called Motor Trend on Demand. You can watch it or on YouTube, and then I'll be at the San Antonio Auto Show signing autographs on Sunday if anyone wants my autograph, and also teaching classes. And my business partner Karen from Woman and Machine will be coming down as well from Massachusetts to teach welding all weekend as well. So
nice. So all are welcome. Come on down.
Yes.
Meet Faye. She's just such a joy. Thanks for everything you're doing. Like, I mean, I want to take a class from you because I want to learn some stuff. I would love to have you. Yeah, I mean, she's so cool. Thank you so much, Faye. Come see her. The auto show is November 21st through the 24th. SAAutoShow.com for your tickets. Buy them now. The line's going to be long, guys. We're going to get working on this car. By we, I mean her.